There are days when the tide shifts in Santa Clara, and today feels exactly like one of them. A quiet move opened space for a strategic piece. A medical update shook the board. An unlikely name turned into a hero, and whispers about the quarterback's return are already heating up the week. Without giving everything away, it's safe to say impact, planning, and courage will share the same stage. What changes for Sunday? Who truly grabs the responsibility? And how does this reposition the season? You won't believe what we've got today, so take a seat, drop a like, and let's get straight to the news. Take a breath, 49ers faithful, because today brings a quiet move with the potential to reshape the offense's look. San Francisco signed tight end Messiah Swinson to the practice squad, and that's not just another name on a list. It's a clear message that the staff wants to protect the plan while dealing with an absence at the position's very top. Swinson is tall, has standout length, serves as a short area target, and most importantly, adds a piece that keeps heavy personnel alive without sacrificing the balance between blocking and receiving. The context explains the timing. After the scare with our number 85, the 49ers brought in a wave of tight end tryouts. The staff wasn't firing blind, it was searching for a specific profile: length to win with extended arms, catch radius to rescue contested throws, and a willingness to get his hands dirty as an inline blocker. Swinson, out of Arizona State with stops in Green Bay and Carolina, arrives labeled as a project. Yes, but a project with a purpose. He hasn't debuted in the NFL yet, but there's enough tape to suggest development in the short game, especially on stick, shallow, and pivot options against zone. Where does he help right away? First in the formations Kyle Shanahan uses to dictate angle and leverage in the run game. A tall tight end who offers a short area target forces linebackers to think twice before firing into the gap, and that already gives Christian McCaffrey a half step to cut off the first level's hip. Second, on play action with boot, simply aligning a big body to the opposite side holds the edge and creates a clean window for quick flat throws, reducing hits on the quarterback and speeding up the first down chain. Third, in the red zone, where an arm extended at the pylon can turn a contested ball into 6. Fans might ask, why the practice squad and not the active roster? Strategy. The practice squad buys time to sync blocking language, standardize splits, and dial in route timing with the quarterback of the week. At the same time, it keeps the flexibility for game day elevation depending on plan and group health. If he shows contact reliability, especially sealing the outside shoulder of explosive defensive ends, he'll earn snaps quickly. If not, he still raises practice quality, prevents overuse for veterans, and helps protect the short-term blueprint while the medical team works. There's also a psychological side you can't ignore. The locker room feels it when the front office moves quickly to close a hole. It sends the right message: no one is panicking, the system holds, and every role has a ready substitute. For the fan base, it's debate fuel. Can the red zone rhythm hold without the primary TE? Can a big target bother nickel matchups? And how does this tweak mesh with the plan to protect the quarterback with one-step reads? But hold on, because what comes next is even harder to believe. Hold tight, because the fan base's heart rate is already spiking. Brock Purdy missed practice again, and the medical update brought more than a simple rest day. The combo of shoulder and foot issues isn't small, and according to Ian Rappaport, we're looking at a turf toe variant that could sideline our starting QB for up to 5 weeks. 5 weeks in which the offense needs to find an identity without the maestro who led the comeback in Seattle and has anchored the team's confidence since last year. That sparks a chain of immediate impacts. First, the playbook. Shanahan will have to tailor calls to give rhythm to Mac Jones, who has already been working with Ricky Pearsall and Kendrick Bourne, but needs more chemistry with the rest of the unit. Second, snap management. Without Purdy, the run game could become even more central, demanding extra workloads for Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell, while the O-line must hold up against the aggressive blitzes that will certainly come. Third, the receiver rotation. With Jaquarian Jennings still out of practice, hope shifts to Jordan Watkins, who returned limited and could be a key piece to stretch the field. If Watkins is ready, he eases pressure on Bourne and Pearsall, giving Jones space to breathe. The fan reaction is already split. On forums, some say this is the ultimate test of the Shanahan system, proving it doesn't rely only on Purdy but on the whole mechanism. Others fear that without him, defenses will stack 8 in the box and dare Jones to win with his arm. The narrative that San Francisco is fragile without its starting quarterback will circulate, and it's up to the team to turn that doubt into motivation. And note, to this point, the front office hasn't added another QB. That could be confidence in Jones, or a sign they're quietly evaluating the market to avoid a wasted move. Here's the most interesting strategic wrinkle. Purdy's absence could create room to test adjustments the staff has been holding. More 12 personnel with 2 tight ends on the field using Jake Tongas and Swinson as safety valves for Mac. More pre-snap motion to disguise reads and relieve pressure. And maybe a pinch of trick plays to surprise defenses expecting a rigid attack. The point is clear. The thin line between disaster and opportunity will be written over the next few weeks, and every snap will carry double the weight. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. Week by week, fate seems to pick a new protagonist. Against the Seahawks, when everyone expected the offense to sink without George Kittle, an unlikely name stepped forward, Jake Tongas. Practically anonymous until then, he became decisive on the final drive, showing poise that belied his lack of experience. 3 catches, all of them do or die for the team, and the touchdown that sealed the win. 3 plays that changed the narrative from just another backup to possible hero of the moment. The impact goes beyond emotion. Tongs didn't just show secure hands, he posted a run-blocking grade near the top on Pro Football Focus, trailing only Kittle across the entire offense. That's symbolic. Shanahan, who has spent years searching for a second reliable valve at the position, may have finally found one. Picture how the system could gain dynamism with 2 legitimate tight ends. The memory of Vernon Davis and Daley Walker coexisting still echoes, and Tongs has a chance to revive that concept, expanding the playbook's horizons. Strategically, the mission is heavy. Replacing Kittle means absorbing targets and replicating the blocking intensity that makes the run game flow. Tongs has already proved he's willing, but now he has to show consistency, because opponents will test every snap. And that opens a fascinating discussion. Should Shanahan feed Tongs immediately, or split responsibilities between him and newcomers like Swinson? The choice could determine whether the offense stays fluid or becomes too predictable. The fan base, of course, is divided. Many praise the rise of a new name, calling Tongas an unlikely hero who could write a movie-worthy story. Others preach caution, noting defenses will adjust now that he's on the radar. What's certain is that every route he runs in the coming games will be watched as if it's a final exam. For the locker room, it's inspiration. When a third-string tight end shines under pressure, everyone realizes no one is truly on the bench. Everyone has the chance to be decisive when the moment comes, and that connects directly to the next point. If Tongas can become a trustworthy weapon, imagine how this gear meshes with the bigger picture under center. Because if there's a storyline that can truly change the season's direction, it's the quarterback who'll carry this team while Purdy heals. This is where the tension peaks. With Brock Purdy sidelined, Kyle Shanahan confirmed it would be a long shot to have him against the Saints. Suddenly, all eyes turned to Mac Jones. The former New England quarterback, now in red and gold, carries the responsibility of holding the line until the starter returns. It's not just a substitution, it's a trial by fire that could redefine his career and, who knows, rewrite the narrative in San Francisco. The medical details were scary at first. A sore shoulder, a swollen foot, speculation of up to 5 weeks out. But John Lynch brought relief by revealing that, according to specialists, it's a week-to-week matter with a positive outlook. That changes everything. Instead of a long desert, it might be only a short crossing. The question is, can Mac Jones bear that weight for however long it takes? Does Shanahan trust him enough to open the full playbook, or will he shorten calls and lean on tactical discipline? Those are the questions fans are asking out loud, and opponents want answers too. There's more. The Saints' defense is aggressive and thrives on pressuring quarterbacks who need rhythm. Can Jones execute quick reads with limited chemistry with Pearsall, Bourne, and Watkins? The good news is Bourne has worked with him in New England, and that rapport could be the spark that prevents collapses on critical drives. The bad news is NFC defenses don't forgive hesitation, and the margin of error will be minimal. For Shanahan, that means balancing boldness with prudence, chasing big plays without abandoning the ball control DNA that defines the 49ers. The fan base is boiling. On one side, optimism. Mac doesn't have to be a hero, he just has to hold the fort until Purdy returns. On the other, skepticism. If he stumbles early, confidence could crack and compromise the whole stretch. That's the cauldron that will heat up Levi's Stadium. Every snap loaded with tension, every pass under judgment. And for Lynch, Shanahan, and company, the message is clear. The season may not be decided in this game, but its tone will be. Because Mac Jones's response now will echo well beyond next Sunday. And with that energy, we reach today's close. Take a breath, 49ers faithful. Today we saw a plan that withstands pressure. Messiah Swinson's arrival adds depth and keeps the offense's physical blueprint intact. Jake Tongas proved he can be more than a brief chapter. He's a functional piece in a machine that needs reliability. Brock Purdy remains week to week, which puts Mac Jones under the spotlight to hold the line and turn opportunity into validation. Sunday against the Saints becomes a thermometer for the team's immediate ceiling. And do you believe in the response? Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit that like.